Dear listeners, for those of you having young kids and spouses all at home during this time, take a few minutes to listen to Malavika Garimella, marketing consultant, share her views on what she's doing to help everyone at home and work with moving along. Tune into our next episode in the series on Dispersed Teams.
Hi Chitra, thanks so much for giving me this opportunity. I've been working from home for more than 7 years now as a marketing consultant for mostly tech companies, startups, mid-sized companies, and it has been a good, interesting journey, right? Now, suddenly, work from home has become the buzzword. Everybody's forced to do it. Now, I think I'm a little better prepared than most others because I've been doing it for a while. But this time around, there is something which we've never faced before, some challenges which are unprecedented, right? So, one of them, as I see it, is you might be used to working from home. What I mean by that is just you working from home. But this time around, your spouse might be at home, another family member might also be at home, right? So, this is one. And the other bigger challenge, as I see, is the kids are at home, right? So, addressing the first challenge, how do you share space, bandwidth when your spouse or another family member is also working from home? So, what we are facing right now is I have this home office space that I've set up for some time now, and my husband is also working from home. And you can imagine the challenge when we have to share the space, especially when we have calls, right? We've been dealing with it in a simple way that we use the kids' room as a makeshift office space right now, and we take turns in the formal office space and the kids' room. So, this is something that can be worked out. The other challenge I was talking about, the kids being at home, is the bigger one, as every working mom with young kids will tell you today, right? So, how to keep the kids engaged and how to keep them engaged without giving them inordinate amounts of screen time, right? And another thing is how to avoid interruptions from them when you're working, when you're on a call. So, how I do this is I give them fixed screen time, like an hour of TV and an hour of iPad every day. And outside of that, they know that they can't ask for more. This works wonderfully well with my 8 year old, not so much with my 4 year old, but well, I try. So every morning, what my kids and I do is we pick out some puzzles or games that they like to play with for the morning or the afternoon, can keep them engaged for a while. We've also ordered stuff like, Magic Crate or Genius Box around themes like insects or space exploration or whatever your kids enjoy, right? So that, and there's a lot of ideas online. There's this site called Toys from Trash by Arvind Gupta, which gives you a lot of ideas and also builds a scientific bent of mind in your kids. There's folks who are pitching in right now in this situation to give away things for free, apps for free. Scholastic has published their 20-day activity calendar for kids of all age groups. Tinkle and Amar Chitrakatha giving out their books for free. Audibles has audiobooks for free. So these are a few ideas, and there's this plant growing kit which my older one enjoys, and you know how kids are around mud and playing in water, and they have so much fun and it keeps them engaged for a long time. Let them do their thing, for a while. And one thing I try not to do is overreact. Like if the living room is strewn with 100 Hot Wheel cars when I come out of my home office for a break, try to say, okay, let me not shout at them. It's fine. This is how it's going to be for a while. It also really helps if there is a senior like grandma or grandpa at home who's supervising them, if not, playing and actually being with them, at least keeping an eye. So you've made arrangements for them to be engaged, but there will be interruptions, right? So when the interruption is during a call, it's a little tricky. You can either handle it from your desk or you might have to step out for a minute or two. But everybody, I mean, all office folks are very understanding at this time, and they probably have kids of their own. So it's really fine even if you have to step out. To avoid these interruptions, it's better you tell them beforehand. So I just tell my kids before I get into a call that in the next half hour I'm going to be in a call, and you can't step in and ask me for anything. Surprisingly, it works well, especially with my older one, and we've been able to handle it quite well. So another thing which is very good to do is dedicate a couple of hours or more to playtime with your kids in the evening or whenever you need a break, and keep it sacrosanct, right? So the same way that you can't entertain them during your office calls, you can't entertain calls during their playtime, right? Now, this is easier said than done, and it takes some practice to do, but it works well when you actually do it. Another thing that I've faced is working from home can actually blur your work and life, right? You tend to keep thinking about your work to-do list during your kids' time or family time, and you feel like you're putting in more number of hours actually working. So the best thing to do to avoid this is to have a schedule, like anybody working from home will tell you. This is the first tip they tell you. But I'd say plan it so that you have the number of hours that you put in, but you have a fluid schedule, especially in these times. So what I mean by that is, if your kids, they're going to be waking up late now because they don't go to school. So catch a couple of hours of work early in the morning, even before they wake up, and that'll make you feel good and, satisfied about having put in work. And then you probably have to be around for the kids during their breakfast time and as soon as they wake up. Another thing that I do is sometimes I move my morning yoga routine to the evening so I can do it with the kids. And during my morning yoga time, I catch up with some work. So small adjustments, moving things around will make everybody feel good and utilize time better. I've said a lot about how to manage things at home. Now, managing things with your team during work, there's one very important aspect there, which I've realized, is communication with your team, right? So this is restricted to windows, smaller windows during your calls or chats when you're working from home. And if you want something done, or if you want to communicate, you need to drive the meetings, you need to drive the interactions, calls, chats, whatever it is. And one important thing that I've learned over the years is every person has their one mode of communication that they are comfortable with, right? So it really helps if you can actually figure out and perceive what everybody in your team is comfortable with. Now, you might not be able to do it with 50 or 100 people, but you can certainly do it with 10 or 12 people around you, right? So one person might be very comfortable with long emails, and the other person might be comfortable with scheduled calls. Some people are very comfortable with WhatsApp these days. Now I have my developer and designer actually delivering on WhatsApp. So when you understand that, and when you use those modes of communication with each person, your work gets done faster. You're able to achieve accomplish more, really. Also, talking to people and having a soundboard for your ideas, calling them, really gives you a lot of energy to go on in your day. Because I remember, I've seen through many days when nobody in the team is available for a call or a talk, and in those days my energy levels are low. I can't really build on my thoughts or new campaigns, and you really kind of get stuck, and your mood also gets affected. So it's really important to communicate and do it well. So these are the thoughts I wanted to leave people with. And yeah, everybody, I wish them luck to tide over these times. And I'm sure we're going to emerge stronger from this and take away a lot of learnings about work and life. Thanks.
Please share your experiences on what's working and what's not. This way, we hope to help others and ourselves navigate this time in the best possible way. Do write to us with your insights and thoughts at podcasts@pm-powerconsulting.com.